football guy. It's
football.
Vince Papale.
Yeah. Invincible, guys.
I'm over here saying like
Rudy.
He's an eagle, and
Yeah.
Will's probably thinking of an
live
actual
action.
eagle, like a bird. So it's an animated
got a
bird. Like no,
birds.
he's a Philadelphia eagle.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
It's
alright.
who plays him? That asshole from Boston. What's his name?
Oh, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
Hey,
live
listen,
action Disney?
Listen, guys, I'm
Like-
It was
from
live
New York.
action.
Yeah.
My name's Mark Wahlberg.
You know he like almost you know he almost killed someone.
Yeah.
Like
he
an
almost Alec
Asian-
Baldwin.
He tried like when he was younger, he was like super racist, and he like
Marky Mark?
yeah. He
What?
like beat an Asian man to like an inch of his life and almost went to prison, but like his like brother stepped in and like
Is that why he's all like religious now? Like all
that's why like he had to go
goody two-shoes?
he went to like juvie and then like he had to do a whole and then he got out and like was better, but always like how do you if you're racist at like 17 18 years old
Yeah.
to that point it makes
Probably
me
blames his
question.
upbringing.
Right, like I get Boston's racist and all, I get it, but like he was saying like he used to throw rocks at like black kids waiting at the bus
Jesus,
stops.
I didn't
like,
know all
as
of
he was
this.
yeah, dude, like he
Damn.
was fucking a nightmare.
Well, I didn't really like him to begin with, but I was gonna say it
It
ruined
seems
Marky
like he-
Mark for me. But
Right. Well, it seems like he's a good guy now,
Yeah.
but it always just
no, it's if you're that, we're getting too deep. But like I just feel like if you're that way, that's kind of hard to just beat out of you,
yeah,
right? You know,
Like you suppress. You're like, all right, I can't do
yeah,
that no more.
you're
I'll
like,
just-
oh, I'm not racist anymore.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, no,
kind
guys,
of that's
I-
something that's very kind of it's tough. You can make a mistake where like you might do
Right.
something or say something
Yes.
stupid, but
Yeah.
like
That's a step
it,
further.
what you just said.
That's different. That's
That's
just
a little
racist.
at 17
you just-
throwing rocks at some bro. What? That's
Yeah.
fucked. All right. Well, what a way to start this bonus episode, guys. But this is banter.
I didn't know we were even recording that.
Oh, we were recording. Yeah. Anyway, guys, we are. It is bonus episode 11. We got the Voidz and the Last Shadow Puppets this week. We are doing "Dare I Care" by the Voidz, and give me 1 second. "Only the Truth" by the Last Shadow Puppets. "Dare I Care," we'll start with that, is on their first LP, Tyranny, which came out in 2014. The Last Shadow Puppets, Only the Truth. I'm pretty sure that was on the Age of Understatement. Yeah, it's on the Age of Understatement, 2008. So we're going to start with the Voidz here. Dare I Care. Only thing I can say and only thing I'm going to say, because I usually go too long with this. This one's 6 minutes. That's pretty tame for a Voidz song. But I will say, this one's pretty fucking rad. And I know I say that about all of them.
You said that about Curious,
I know.
and I'm worried.
Well, that's fun. This one, I think, I feel like I'm always wrong, but I'm just going on a limb
You
and
say
see.
this every week.
I know, but
every
I'm
week. Here it goes. Go ahead, say it.
But no,
Just say it.
Just say it.
I'm not giving this like I'm not giving this like a rating or accolades yet. But I'm saying I think you'll appreciate the level of instrumentation this one's on, the
Damn,
way that
okay,
you kind
hear
of
this?
not
The
to
level
not
of instrumentation.
not to the exact level of Human Sadness, but the way they approach this one is kind of similar. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it there. But well, let's start with "Dare I Care." It's from Tyranny, from the Voidz. I know the fandom loves this song. So we got some good stuff to read on there. But let's get right into this, guys. The Voidz, "Dare I Care." Let's do it. All right, guys, that was "Dare I Care" off of the Voidz first LP, Tyranny. It's a mess, which and
really
to me,
is.
it's just like kind of like Human Sadness. There's a lot of shit just thrown in there. It's definitely the Arabic roots,
Yes,
not to the point where it's like as obvious as like Curious with like,
Yeah, no.
it's not like that.
No.
But what's cool
Much
about
more
this,
subtle.
but this one, the cool thing about this one to me though is that the way they approach it is more with the instruments, because the guitars are like it's really and I think like I said, I get it's a mess. Like a lot of the Voidz stuff, it's just like a lot of shit thrown in there. My only thing right off the bat is listening to this on a good speaker. On a good speaker, it really highlights the music to a point where you really wouldn't be able to understand a word that Julian's saying unless you're looking at the lyrics, which I know it's a lot. There's a lot of Void songs where that's the case, but this one,
even
like,
more so
for
than
sure.
a lot of them.
Yeah, which is one of my only main like gripes right off the bat. Is like I kind of wish, because he hits his falsetto at the end, which you can kind of hear, but I would have loved to hear that just plain, like not as just baked into the song. But I also forgot to say in the beginning, this song has most of the Void stuff just doesn't have like the playtime, because again they don't promote themselves, like they really don't. They just do it for fun. 2.6 million streams for that only, so it's pretty light. But the thing that they did with the way that it sounds, it's called the Arabic Jam or Phantom of Liberty. In his first live versions, this song bring us an Arabic robot jazz vibe, weird guitar solos, and great bass lines. There's a theory of the meaning of the lyric that says the song talks about Kesha and Dr. Luke legal battle. More info. I believe Dare I Care is about Dr. Luke sexually abusing Kesha, which I just kind of read this. Some fans saying the riff on the chorus sounds exactly like One Way Trigger, a Strokes song. I think that's the. It's some. I get that link there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some of the lyrics they thought it's kind of about Dr. Luke sexually abusing Kesha.
Is that confirmed?
Well, someone broke down everything here, like the lyrics. Hit the knee, Al Hector.
But
ready.
Was this song around that timeline of that
Yeah,
happening?
I think so.
Okay.
And then someone wrote a giant description. I don't really know if I want to deep into it, but they wrote pretty much pointing out I owe Doc Luke a Mercedes barely up and I'm looking for jobs. Who me said yeah. So I think they talked a little bit about that. So I guess it is kind of
that would kind of make sense, because as I was looking at the lyrics, that section in particular you just read off was
you saw that I didn't see it.
It was so sporadic and random that it like took me away from the song, because it was like none of it was making sense. It was like they were just saying random stuff.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to kind of maybe hear it back and then hear that theory. With that in mind, with that theory in mind, I should say.
Yeah.
I don't know if theory is the right word, because I don't know if that's been confirmed.
What's supposed to? A lot of comments on it, but
yeah.
My favorite part, my favorite, and I'll let you guys give me your first impression thoughts of it. Listening to it over, I love. The instrumentation with this is big with me. So it's a big song. It's heavy. The bass is great. It's not as like the bass isn't as good as a riff like with Human Sadness. And I love the boom 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 like, but the heavy drums on this thing, the boom 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 boom, like I vibe with that a lot. And like this is a song where like if I heard this live, I'd probably go fucking crazy. Because it's probably fucking incredible, just adding all that shit live. And somehow I haven't watched a video of it live, actually, but I know it's there. It's so catchy, and obviously the main guitar. I love the chords there. I want to look up the chords and see what it is, but I love the chords with this song. I love the way it changes. It goes from the crazy Arabic to like a no instrument, but and you can hear his voice a little bit clearer, and then it goes into those chords where the main like like that. I love when it does that stuff. For me, so it's a big rockin' song that I vibe with completely. What do you guys think though? That's what I'm most interested in.
Definitely that little like drum. I don't know if it was like a drum kit or not exactly, because I had to do more research, of course. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but definitely like that beat in the background that was constant throughout the whole song. I was vibing with for sure.
I think I think it's another scenario where it's a drum kit with enhanced electron. You would know more. It sounds like there's more of that drum effect where it's that big heavy bass to it. I know he's playing real drums, but like I think there's an added effect on it.
I think it's like a little bit electronic, like you said.
Yeah.
Dang, I had something, but you can go.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. This song's interesting because I went through like bouts of like, okay, I don't really like this. So I kind of like that. Oh wait, no, never mind. I don't like it anymore. And then right at the end, I was like, oh shit, I think I like it. So I'm confused.
No. See, like, is that not how you felt about Human Sadness though? Like,
no,
in a way,
because like Human Sadness, like I get what you mean by like the music of it. It's very similar. Like it's very grand. There's a lot. It's messy.
Yeah.
Just kind of like how that song was. Human Sadness. I think this is messier for me than Human Sadness. Not necessarily in a bad way. It just stylistically is, right? But yeah, I'm just confused. I don't know. Like,
same.
If the lyrics were stronger, then I think I would have liked it more. But now hearing that theory, like, that kind of changes my mind because, like, oh, you want the lyrics to be stronger. Like, it just comes off as something. Like, right, when it's about something like that, that's not.
There's a lot of comments about it, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so maybe there's a thing. I don't know if Julian like has talked about it. He probably can't really confirm that with like lawsuits and shit. But,
feels like a roller coaster backwards. Like it was cool, but I couldn't see like what was coming. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and I don't know if I had fun. I think I did. I think there was some fun in there. There was that one time. There was that one point when over the loop it was fun.
It's just on and on. Like, you can't anticipate like what's gonna go on. But it's really cool though. Like it reminded me. I don't know if you know Mos Def.
Yeah.
From like New York. It reminded me of like that one Ecstatic album. That's called the Ecstatic.
Yeah.
I can never say that word. Ecstatic. There's one song in there and I can't forget it. But if you listen to the album, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Where it's like Arabic, and I was like, oh, I really like that stuff. So that I don't know what I guess you would call it like Arabic jazz or what you said.
Yeah,
like
Arabic jazz.
Yeah, that stuff, like that genre, I'm really liking now. It's really cool.
Yeah,
but that Mos Def, cool. I don't know if you know that, Jared.
I do. I know who you're talking about.
The album's really cool. That's what it reminded me of, and I was like, oh, okay, I like this. But same thing, like there was parts of it where I couldn't understand, and it was like really like messy and broken, and I was like, but like the way it was like really distorted, and it was like kind of like really breaking, and then when it goes into this falsetto.
Yeah, the biggest thing is a lot of people commenting about the live version. My biggest thing with it, I think, would make it better. It's just that if Julian's vocals weren't so like drowned out or distorted.
That's the other,
because I want to hear him singing in that way, and it's tough. And like when I listen to it in headphones, you can hear it better. This is one of the instances where like a loud speaker sometimes can. But again, it's how it's mixed. Like I think they purposely.
There's a lot of distortion though, where like it doesn't even sound like a human.
Yeah.
Which I get is like a stylistic choice, but again, kind of it makes it even harder to follow, and you know. So yeah. If they would have, I think I would have liked it a lot more if he would have just used. Not just like his plain voice, because I get like the Voidz aren't like that. That would be a Strokes thing. Yeah, just a little less.
So I guess your personal preference. You would have preferred him to like use his voice less distorted.
A little less like robotic. Like there were literal points where like it didn't sound like a person talking or singing.
Like we had the lyrics out there, and I was like, what?
Yeah, and I was looking. That's when it got
why
like really.
I pulled it up because I knew it was gonna be tough the minute a lot of people said the song is about Kesha. Yes, I believe that line is about Kesha. The Doc Luke reference surely was to her awful situation. She had dated Alex Karapetis, and Julian and Fab helped on one of the singles of hers.
So they know her. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a connection.
A lot of people saying a lot of things, which I kind of agree with. Like, this is one of the songs where you got to listen to it a couple times. But I do think this is definitely a song where the vibe is right. Like, I love putting this on when I'm just in an energetic mood or I want to jam out in the car. Like, I love the way this song sounds instrumentally. It's so catchy. And I want to be clear, like, the best part of the song to me is like dun dun dun, like the chords and the dun dun, like I can't do it. I got to play it, but that part is, and then at the end when Julian's doing his like falsetto and shit to that part, it's great. I think all of it's good because I love the bass lines in this thing. It kind of reminds me of last week with Pink Ocean.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Like it's like vibe. They're so their bass lines are so good. None of it really sounds like a bass guitar because they have it so processed with electronics and stuff. Like the Human Sadness bass line to me doesn't sound like bass until they get rid of all the electronics, then it's just the bass. Like the main thing sounds like there's more like added on to it. This is kind of like that, and then Pink Ocean, which you did last week, which we'll show you, is kind of the same way. But I agree with everything you guys are saying. I know it was going to be kind of a mess, but the one thing I do agree with is just hearing Julian's vocals could be a little bit better. But I think it's known throughout the Strokes and Voidz community that this song is what they call a hidden gem. Like it's one of the better ones on the album, and one of the ones where when I listened to it the first time, I didn't really care what he was saying or that I couldn't hear his voice. I was just so... Like, I love heavy, like, bass drum songs like this.
Where did you hear it first? Was it in your car? Like a car?
Yeah, it was in my car. When I first started listening to the Voidz, I played this one. And I was just like, holy shit, these drums, I love that shit.
Yeah,
it's like heavy.
Coming at you from every
It's like
direction.
heavy Indian, heavy Arabic music. I love that. And then when that part came in with the chords and the riff that I like, I was like, damn, this thing has 3 layers to it, and it's so fucking satisfying. So, if we're gonna go in takeaways, for me, it's so tough to even pick an instrument because I feel like they all blend together. But to me, it's just the instrumentals in general in this thing. I guess the guitar, because the guitar solo in this thing is awesome too. It's half Arabic, half just Voidz. They're so because when you listen to something like this, you're thinking oh, this is so weird. It sounds so different, but it's got to be hard to create something that weird, but it also fits with your style. I know I couldn't somehow find those notes on a guitar and tune them to be so weird but still fit the chord and the rhythm. It's tough to make a song like that. So I'm gonna probably go with the guitars, but again, it's tough to not pick the drums either because I just it's so cool throughout the whole thing, and then during the bridge, it's so fucking satisfying. But what stands out the most to you guys?
I was gonna say it's definitely the guitar. It's kind of hard to follow, especially because I think it's probably the first time I heard it. Yeah, for sure, it's the first time I heard it, and it did. I added it. I don't know if you noticed halfway through the song. I added it to my gym playlist just because I was I know this is one I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
It definitely took a turn, and it was a good kind of turn. So I added it to my gym playlist. So I don't really need to understand the words. Just musically, it's a really good vibe.
Yep.
And that guitar
I'll
solo.
agree with that.
That guitar solo was the icing on the cake. Just oof. If that wasn't there, I'd have oh damn, they would need a nice guitar, but it's that little electric guitar that just creeped in and it came in at the end. I was like, ooh, and then that little piano thing at the end too, where it sounded like a different song.
Oh, I forgot to comment on that.
Oh shit, hell yeah!
I love that little. It sounded like an arcade game.
Yeah, I wish he kind of extended that for maybe another 15 seconds.
That's how I felt.
It was just that and his vocals.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that big time. I do wish that that there's a version of the song where that's what it sounds like. Because it is pretty. I love that. It's kind of like you would know with I Don't Know How But They Found Me, Razzmatazz at the end.
Yeah.
There's a version of it that plays that sounds cooler than the original. It's stuff like that when they do stuff like that. It sounds like an arcade game.
Yeah, I feel like the song could have really I was seeing on where it is on the album. It could have led right into Human Sadness.
Yeah, in a way, I think so for sure. Which song is this? Which number is it on this?
It's 2, 4, 6, 8. It's number 10.
Okay. Yeah, so it's 2 away from the closer. Yeah, this one could have been a closing song. I actually don't like the closing song on that album. That's my least favorite Voidz song. I think it's on the Voidz community's least favorite. But anyway, Manny, what stood out the most to you?
So you guys already kind of hit the points.
We gotta let Manny go first next time for these things.
Sorry,
no, you're good. I'll just say what really stood out to me was how it was just another. How do they do it? How do they keep convoluting all these different styles into one thing? What stood out to me is that it was very messy. Not in necessarily a negative way, just messy. It's it's hard to make a song like that style choice, and still have people enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's easy to make a song that doesn't make sense. It's not easy to put a song together that doesn't make sense, but it does.
Yeah.
So I'll say that.
Okay. In terms of lyrics, Will, when you were following along, do you remember off any of the top of your... I know you guys don't have notes for this because we do it kind of as a surprise to you guys, but did you have any that stood out to you while you were looking into it?
Not really. That part where it says, Daddy, I owe Doc Luke a Mercedes. I was just thinking of Luke Skywalker, but I guess it has nothing to do with it.
It's kind of... In terms of the lyrics, it does this job. That's really what it's trying to go to, but it's kind of... It's disturbing because it's there's parts about it that they did a good job at writing about that. But what a real woman won't mind. But don't be weird with me. I won't be weird with you. But I want to be weird my way. If that is truly what it's about, then he's really writing about a dude that's just fucking twisted and wants to just be a weirdo. With a girl or with Kesha, whoever it's about. It's one of those.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's another dark. It's a Voidz song. The lyrics are Our bodies crave a lot of things that end in loss. Don't try and turn this into something else. Too late to change your mind this time and hit eject. It's a lot of stuff like that. I would encourage you. I'm not trying to skip over it, but I would encourage you guys, if you're gonna listen to it, if you're gonna do it, listen to the song and just watch the lyrics and read it as it's going through, because it's kind of like a story. So us reading the lyrics doesn't really kind of help in any way, besides pointing out some of the like parts of the story that were kind of messed up. I want my money back. That wasn't fun. Like, if you know the situation, that's really what it is. Another wild teenager in search of success. Welcome to the jewel of the modified West. Like, there's a lot of stuff where you just read it and you follow the story if that is truly what it's about. I would just encourage you guys to kind of read it in full and then enjoy the song. Like, to me, I don't listen to the lyrics. I don't really listen for his vocals because it's not like there. This is a genius instrumental song. That's what I would say. Like, I think the instrumentals on this song are just phenomenal to me. It's great. But in terms of some fan comments that I read on here, that everyone kind of said. So the main title of this thread, it was from a deleted account, said, "Holy shit, everyone listened to Dare I Care." They said, quite literally, the physical manifestation of that song you always skip until you realize it's fire. That build into the chorus is unlike anything I've ever heard before, and that solo is honestly one of their best, second only to maybe Human Sadness. My appreciation to Julian Casablancas is literally always increasing. I used to think, why can't he just make Voidz songs with the Strokes? Now I get it. There are just certain songs like this one that really make the Voidz their own. I'm late to the party, but what a masterpiece. Never heard a song like this before. Then some comments on that. Pizza Man Swag said, better 7.5 years late than never on that. Squid Bubble said, I've been a Dare I Care stan for years. Glad to see it getting some recognition. On deleted accounts said, absolutely, it is my number one. Just listen until you like it song. What a banger. I think I'll listen now. Thanks. Adam Designated Driver said, one time I crossfaded. My mistakes were made for you by the Last Shadow Puppets into Dare I Care. And let me tell you, my mind was blown. Strongly recommend. The drop hits even better. Kind of sucks it's not the song that's actually next for our song, because I don't actually really know what he's talking about, so I'm going to have to listen to that. It's funny how in a comment for the Voidz, someone's talking about the Last Shadow Puppets. That's kind of weird and coincidental. And it's not me, because it was posted 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it's not me. Hooligan387 had a good comment. It said, yeah, Dare I Care is the first Voidz song that truly made me a Voidz fan. It's a mini masterpiece all in itself. Hearing it live was just incredible. The entire song is brilliant, from the lyrics to the music, every instrument just so good. Before Tyranny came out, before you really heard their music, Voidz put out 3 trailers. At 6:43 here, that somehow emotional guitar solo started, going right into the over-level ending. Right here, where the horses started running, my mind was blown. I fell in love with the band right then and there. What a band. B_music said the falsetto chorus. Wow, I think it's kind of towards the end that he does that. A lot of people calling it a banger. Old Relation 1982 said it was a great song, like Curious in his way to tell us that this is not the Strokes. This isn't Julian Casablancas. Just try to give Crunch Punch or Father Electricity a try. Those are also 2 very good songs off this album. And then most people saying a lot of stuff about it being live, and think that's about all I'm gonna read here. There's a lot of good comments on this. A lot of people saying it was a skip at first, but then they started playing it and they loved it. A lot of people praising the solo on it. People talking about Kesha. Anyway, that was Dare I Care by the Voidz. What are we looking at for rankings wise? Go ahead. Do you already have something?
Yeah. Definitely, I want to put in like the 4 range. I was thinking about this kind of a little bit. I would say like a 4.3, just based off of first listen. I know it's probably one that like I can't wait to hear it again in full. Now that I kind of know what to expect, and it's a song that like I would want to go like skateboarding to, or like trying to learn like a trick or 2.
Nice.
So like I already added it to like my gym playlist. I can't wait to like work out and like have the song like blasting in my ears.
Yeah. Cool.
So I say 4.2, 4.3.
You said 4.3. 4.3. Yeah.
I'll stand on that.
I'm think my mind is telling me a 4.1. It's annoying because Human Sadness, I want to be clear, would be rated higher, but again, that was back when we didn't do points. But I'm going to give this one personally a 4.1. I think what would make it better again is after listening to that, if they just had Julian's vocals a little bit better mixed, I think it would just make a miles different for me. Like it'd probably be up to like a 4.8 because he does things in the song where if I can really listen to it, and I guarantee, listen, if we watched a live version of the song, maybe my opinion would literally change like in the next 10 minutes. Like so, but I didn't, and I should have watched one. But if we're doing studio, the way I'm hearing it, it's still a great song to me. So it can only go up. But I just think if the vocals were a little bit better. And you just heard him and how he sings, and you can hear a little bit of it, and if you could just imagine it without the distortion, I think it would be such a better situation. But that's the only thing I could say that could really make this better for me, because it's got everything. You got a great bass line, you got great drums, you got a great guitar solo, you got great vocals just masked behind distortion. It tells a story for something, so it kind of hits on all points for me. So I think a 4.1 is fair just for what I got here and what else they got to come. So that's what I'm giving it. Manny, what do you got?
Yeah, I'll keep it short and simple. 3.6.
Okay.
So musically, like it's great. Like you were right about that part. If the lyrics were, I don't want to say stronger, because like if it's about what we think it's about, then I think that's great to bring awareness to that kind of stuff. But like if you could hear it better, if the vocals were a little bit cleaner or like not as distorted or something, that definitely I think would have maybe boosted it up. Because besides that point, like all it left me with was listening to the music, and it kind of felt like just a really good score to like a movie or something.
Like a fun part of a movie.
Yeah, just like a really cool,
action.
like wow, whoever composed that, like that was interesting. You know, that's not an easy thing to do. I feel like I say that with the Voidz a lot. So, it would have been a little bit higher, but all things considered, it was definitely. I liked it better than Curious, I feel like. So
Well, for sure.
That was, if we're going, it was a similar vibe. So I like this one more, but.
Yeah, I'd say so, because you didn't rate it a 1.8, so I would hope that it's better than Curious.
That's 0.8
at that point.
Higher than it needs to. Can I change it to 1?
No changing, no change
just
backs.
Change it to 1.
Anyway, that was Dare I Care by the Voidz from their album Tyranny. We are moving on to the Last Shadow Puppets with their song Only the Truth. That is from their LP, The Age of Understatement. It was, let me look it up here real quick, because I don't think this one was a single, but it is on their like actual LP, not like a single or anything like that. This one I haven't heard in a long time, so it's gonna be one of those ones where I'm like with you guys in terms of how I don't really have a lot to comment on it. A lot of these older Shadow Puppet songs I haven't heard in a while. I'm more fresh to the Voidz, that's why I feel like I have more to say on them right from the start. But this one was not a single, so I'm excited to hear it. I know a lot of the Shadow Puppet stuff in this era kind of had like a cowboy theme to it, a lot of their songs, so I don't know. I truly don't remember how this one starts, so I think that's what I'm going to be expecting to it, like a like type style song, because they definitely had a couple like that. It's definitely a Miles Kane, Alex Turner song. Like I know you're going to be able to tell that. But Only the Truth from Last Shadow Puppets from the Age of Understatement. This album, like we talked about before, was released in 2008. Was not a single, so came out right when the album did. Let's give this guy a listen. What do you think?
I'm excited. Let's do it.
Alright guys, that was Only the Truth from Last Shadow Puppets and the Age of Understatement. I'm going to let you guys go first on your thoughts here before I start talking, because I feel like I take up a lot of time when I start. So what are we thinking here? First listen.
I mean, you were spot on with kind of the cowboy vibe thing.
Yeah. They're not all like that, but I knew that somewhere, and since I didn't recognize the title, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's like one of the ones like
era.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. Will probably really like. I know you've been on like a cowboy thing. Lately,
yeah.
So this was probably like. Are you all right now?
Yeah.
Okay, you're good.
I was just thinking. Like,
I feel like
cool.
how would you
At first I didn't really like it, and then
No.
it changed a little bit.
how soon in did you like change your mind?
Probably like 30 seconds
30.
in.
I know when
That's-
I did.
Yeah, that's about the time where I was like, huh.
When the drums kicked in for
Hard to
me,
say.
there was a certain way that the drums changed out of the stuff. It went a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
There was a part that's when I started being like, okay, like I can vibe with this a little bit. But yeah, at the beginning I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Kind of like when the guitar picked out, and you're like, oh, like, this is
Yeah.
gonna be like the cowboyish.
well,
At
when the
first, like,
violins came in and did that like weird like that wasn't a guitar,
Yeah.
that was violins.
yeah,
like
that's cool though.
which is like their shtick, like the orchestra stuff. I also forgot to say this thing was streamed 4.5 million times. Forgot to say that. So one of their lower ones. Yeah, it's terms of what it's about is a song detailing a woman who could be the best described as a man-eater. The speaker warns against making eye contact with her because she will begin to take over without a second thought. The girl is very calculated about everything she decides to do, and she grows more seductive with every move that she makes. Like a black widow, she stalks at her prey, slowly drawing them into her forgiving web that will prove to be their demise. Yeah, so every cowboy's fucking story is that type of thing. So it makes
This one was
sense.
gonna
Is
get
it?
you.
I don't watch.
Well, it's just
As
like
I said,
it's
as I
very-
mentioned previously, I don't watch Western,
Yeah.
so I don't.
We're like, she stings like a bee. This broad.
Oh, Jesse.
Yeah.
My poor Jesse. She haunts me
Yeah.
to this day.
There's
That's how they all are.
yeah. They
Me drunk as fuck.
people say it
Moonshine.
gives Austin a people say it gives us an Egyptian feel.
No,
Did you get
what?
any? Oh, you know what? I know what you're
How?
thinking of.
Wait, what
I
part
think
did I miss?
I think the
Violins.
violins.
Okay.
That
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I'm sorry.
like that
I'm
part
thinking
does.
of just like the really like the galloping
Yeah.
part.
Well, no,
of
I didn't
is
understand
really-
it either until I
yeah,
thought like now I get. Oh, they literally say that in the fucking comment with the numerous instruments and orchestral background.
A little bit.
That's what gives us an okay.
It feels
okay.
like he's being like. You ever see like the Prince of Egypt? They have like
Yeah.
that one like violin where he's like being chased by
Yeah.
the one like horse like this one scene.
Right, right.
That movie
yeah.
really good by the way.
Which is cool. A little comment here. A group of male screams can be heard at the very end, as if it was the woman's praise finally gotten caught within her web of seduction. So
I thought that was one of them
That's-
screing. Like
it probably
destroying
is
everything.
them. They just probably did that on like because which
story.
is a cool.
Yeah.
Exactly the story. Yeah, but it was short. At least the parts where they were involved was short until it.
Yeah.
But I mean, the ending. If we're talking about what stood out the most, pretty drum heavy. To me, that was like a drum
Yeah.
solo at the end. Like he was
Right.
going fucking crazy.
He was.
Like
right, that was cool. Yeah.
like it. So if you're
That's
a drummer,
like that's normally the type of thing where like if you're recording a song, like you stop and you're like, hey, come on, like we talked about this.
Yeah,
Like
come on, man.
you're not doing that on this song.
We
Like,
all
you're
need
doing
a
too much,
piece.
right? Yeah, you're doing too much. No, that's
Yeah.
too strong. Dial it
much.
back a little bit.
yeah,
I
But
like
no,
how
they let him go, so that was cool.
I like how like once the lyrics were done, like the second half of the song was just music, but they kind of like slowed it down for a second there, and it was like dun 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 dun. Like, it was like at first like dun 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 dun, and it kind of like
Yeah.
slowed
they
down.
paused
a little
it.
bit. Like the whole tempo and everything. It's just-
It kind of reminded me. I don't know if you guys know the song "Conquest" by the White Stripes.
I do not. Well, if I heard it,
don't.
maybe I'd recognize
I know you're
it.
talking about. But I
It
don't
has
like that
kind of
whole
like a
song.
similar kind of vibe to that, like with the orchestra, but more of like a Spanish feel, like Spain, like bullfighting type thing, but a very similar thing to that. Will might appreciate that with
That's
your,
pretty cool.
you know, our background and whatnot. I'll
Yeah,
have to show you
no,
that
that's
one,
what I'm
but-
trying to. I don't want to give away too much, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to incorporate into the thing I'm making.
Oh, yeah, we
where it's a
gotta
little
show
bit
you
like
that.
Spanish, like that little
Yeah.
like. Because I listen to like Santana.
There
this
you go,
morning.
yeah,
Ooh,
man.
That's what I have in my
Hell
little
yeah.
playlist. Yeah,
Isn't it crazy that Santana is my favorite Santana thing?
he's really good.
Santana played at like the like Woodstock.
Yeah, I didn't know
You know
that.
what I mean? Like, isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
That like blows my mind to this.
It makes sense because it's like psychedelic and like that's where like
Right.
hippies and everything. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that shit! This morning that's what I was listening to. And it was so cool.
Yeah, but
Woodstock.
he was like so young then, you know, like it was
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Like Hendrix, like imagine what the fuck, like how did you
And
imagine being there?
Prince
Like, right.
on this guitar. Oh man.
But yeah, no, we have to show you that song because it's
Yeah.
right up your alley. Then, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm not a massive like cowboy type style fan. So it wasn't something where right off the bat I was gripped. But whenever any band's able to incorporate an orchestra in it, I have like some sort of like interest in it no matter what. I'm just not a big fan of just the like Red Dead Redemption type fucking shit. But I did like the orchestra and the drums. The drums are what drove it for me throughout the whole thing for sure, especially the ending when he was just going absolutely ballistic on the drums. What about you guys? What stood out to you the most?
I would say definitely the thing you hate the most.
Oh, you like the horse and buggy type shit?
I love that stuff.
Nice, cool.
Especially like right now in this part of my life, it's just really cool. It makes me want to grab a horse and yeah, fuck cars. I just get this horse.
I think it's just the genre change, like for me, for them, because like I know what they do, and it's just like it was just when I heard it, I was like, it's weird from them to go to.
But it makes sense that like because their biggest or one of their biggest inspirations was Bowie, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he did a lot of weird, just different out there shit. So like, I think this is kind of their attempt of just like, oh, look, let's just see what we can just go in there and make something.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. It's just
it's different. It's definitely like not at all what I expected.
Well, it's the same thing with the Voidz going all fucking Arabic. You know what I mean? Like it's the same type. I get it. Yeah. It's just not my style like of like genre to go to right away, but Sorry, yeah, did you guys answer so to you that's what stood out to you? What stood out to you the most?
Just everything that we talked about, like with the like the sound. Like it's hard to do like a Western. You know what it reminded me of was like I think maybe it unfairly boosted it a little bit because I don't think I necessarily enjoyed this song more than like the Void song. I think I did, but I don't know.
Wait, what? You enjoyed this less than the Voidz, is what you're saying, right? Or
I'm saying I don't know that like they're like kind of even for me.
I can't believe that.
But no, listen, no. I mean like in terms of like just enjoy because like the music of like the Voidz was way more grandiose. That was like you like Disney? What's that? What's that? Oh, Fantasia, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. With Mickey with the hat on and shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. One day I watched Fantasia a lot. One day it just clicked like that. That's what that reminded me of. This is just like you know what this reminded me of? Like a Quentin Tarantino like Western.
The Hateful Eight.
Something like that, yeah. Like,
Django Unchained.
Yeah, just something in that realm. Maybe a little bit more campier than like the theme of those movies. But like I could see
Blazing Saddles.
Rango.
Rango, yeah. Rango, but like real violent, right?
The Lone Ranger.
Yeah, so like that's kind of what it reminded me of. So, but again, I don't know that like which one of these songs I enjoyed more. Like which one of these would I listen to again? I really don't know.
I know
like.
Yeah, it'd be like that. It's not
I'm a diehard Eagles fan. I don't like Cowboy stuff, so maybe that gives the edge to the Voidz this time around. Who saw that coming? Not me.
Yeah,
but
it's funny how the regular episode we did this week and the bonus one, they're both similar on their purpose. Like for the regular ones, when you guys listening this week we did Take It or Leave It and When the Sun Goes Down. They're both heavier songs that kind of rely on riffs and good shit. And then for the bonus, both of these songs are story songs. And it's funny how on the shuffle, that's kind of what they gave us. Because we're talking about like the lyric section of this. I can pretty much say, unless you have more stuff to talk about. I know you probably don't just because you don't know the song until we just get right into it. But this song's another story song, so it's not really something we can talk about lyrics with the listeners, with you guys, and be like, hey, this is a good lyric, like, because it's a story. It's like we described. It's a story about a man-eater, like a woman man-eater, who, quote unquote, stalks their prey, like, and it's a Western. So there's a lot of explaining of that story in this one. And honestly, there's not many lines of lyrics. If you take out the repetitive chorus part, the only the truth she reckons she holds, like, there's really only like 6 lines of lyrics in this thing, and then the rest of it's instrumentals. Does anything stick out to you, Will? It's Will's lyrics section, so
not really. I just think like if you're gonna make like a Western song, this was pretty well done, honestly. Yeah, I have to listen to more. That's what I've been kind of chasing lately. Is that kind of like feel, because that's something I want to kind of recreate, but like I want to do it a certain way where Manny's gonna like it. So, but like honestly, if you're making this kind of vibe song, I have to say like this. If I was gonna grade it, definitely like at least a B+. It's definitely deserving of an A. And I like how he goes into like the description where he goes like her golden lace boots, or this part where he says where he says she holds up a glass. I was just looking at it. My bad. She lifts up her glass, has to bring down the mass. Like, little stuff like that just kind of, like, paints a picture of, like, the whole vibe. Twist of a lime, it seems a better end. He brings up, twist of a lime, brings up some food.
Yes, there you go. Food. Here it is. 5 times.
Wakes the wolves to curse them to their knees. That's like, oh, she's the one in the riverbank. Like, that kind of stuff is, like, only brought up on, like, kind of like the Western vibe. So, like, I would say it's really lyrically well done. There's nothing that's, like, amazing to me that stands out, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is a song where much has to be said about it. It does its purpose. It tells a story. Mm-hmm. If, listeners, if you're looking for kind of like a Western style song that sounds like Red Dead Redemption and it tells a story, and you love Alex and you love Miles Kane and you love fucking drums, this is it's
like a musical type of
there you
vibe,
go.
You know?
It's like a cowboy movie like music.
It's 2 minutes. 2 minutes and what?
48 seconds, something like that. Okay. Yeah, it was really quick. So if that's the type of music that you're looking to look into, then that's what this is gonna fill that perfectly. I did not have any comments made for this one. I couldn't find any comments for like super big fan comments on this guy here. So I'm sorry about that one, but I tried to do some research as we were listening. There's really nothing I could find in terms of Reddit comments on this one here. Let me see. Some people said that this song was the song to get into them. Like, someone said, like, what are the songs to get into the band?
I don't think so.
And someone said Miracle Liner or Only the Truth. I don't think that's even fucking close. Mm-hmm. I think Miracle Liner and Sweet Dreams Tennessee, which we haven't gotten to yet, which took everything out of me not to just throw that in here because I want to get to it so bad. But we have to spread out the good ones. We just have to.
Even the Dream Synopsis, like...
Yeah, that too. That's another... But I think people probably don't say that one because it's a slower one. But who cares? But My Mistakes Were Made for You. That's another good one. The Meeting Place. Like, Element of Surprise. I'm so excited for some of the ones to come. I really am. But I had to spread them out. We had to shuffle, or else it was going to be unfair. Because season 1, we were going to touch on all the like really good ones, and the rest of it's going to be so random. That's how it works. Let's get to rankings, guys. I'll go first. And Will, by the way, this is not saying I'm not gonna like your project.
No,
of course I'm gonna like your project.
If you don't like it, it's
no. Listen, it might not be someone's style, but I could recognize when it's done fucking good.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Which I know this is a very well done Western style song. Very well done. It's just not like my style that I would put on.
It's alright.
I get that. Yeah. But for me, this guy is gonna be a 1.5 for me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be the 3s.
Yeah.
1.5. It could even go lower, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm never gonna listen to that again, and I know that. But
we finally found it.
Us.
Right, we finally found the one song where Jared's like, never again. I don't need to hear it again. This man, the entire time, has been like, no. Well, there's a time where I would listen. This is the first time I think we're hearing that.
I wouldn't listen to it.
You're
again.
Like, yeah, no. I just know I'll never hear it again.
No. I'm not a fan of. To me, it's like cringe. Like it's. I
don't like the way it starts. It was like,
yeah,
only jail. Like, me.
Yeah, but only jail. I just. It's corny. I get if it's in the right setting. If Manny said like if it's for a musical, it's fine. But it's not something I'm like, yeehaw! Like on the fucking hook. It's not. I can't. And I know these guys, and I know there's songs on here that sound like that style, but I know they sound better than that. This was really short and really gallopy. I know they have songs where it's more of a Western style, but it's done a little bit better in a way where it sounds like the Last Shadow Puppets to it, where I can vibe with it and not feel like I'm in fucking the saloon shooting someone off a fucking piano. So it's not my style. I'm not a country fan. I'm not a Western fan. It's hard for me to. I know for a fact I will not put this song on again.
You like Love Those Street better than this?
I do.
It makes sense though. That's how.
But that's a little bit different. And if you ask me to explain, I know that has like a twang to it.
Mm-hmm. That would have been good.
But there's more to that one to me. It's more of like an acoustic with the vocally sounding a little bit country, but the music to me wasn't gallopy. It was a more ding 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 like type thing. It sounded more of like a Bayou type song. But again, I don't think those two are even comparable. I think they're way too different sides of the country spectrum if you're gonna look at that. But I love Ludlow Street. What did I give Ludlow Street? 3.7. Yeah, I mean that's fair.
It's better than a 1 point whatever.
Yeah, 1.5 for sure. Well, it's lucky it's getting a 0.5. I'm giving the edge to Alex and their way, because like I said, if I'm looking at it for what it is, it's not my style, but it's a cool, quick sounding. I know like my uncle who loves like Western type shit. I know he'd listen to this and be like, oh, this is cool. This is like a modern, you know what I mean? Like I know, but it's not my style. Anyway, you guys, what do you got?
You wanna go first?
No, I'm more curious to hear what you have to say about this because you like this stuff a lot. So
it's definitely like I just didn't like the way it started, and then the way it turned out the end was like okay, it got a little better. But based off like a first listen, I'm gonna give it like a 3.8. I did like the little like that. That's kind of like present in most like cowboy or like Western songs. So it's nice that he put that in there. I was like, oh okay. So it kind of was like
a classic trope of like Western. Yeah.
So it helped you kind of understand what it was, and then those strings were just a little nice addition there. But overall, I feel like I don't even mean to like shit on them, but I know I could make a better Western song than this. So that's why it's not like
so here's the thing: they've made better Western songs.
Yeah,
this is just the weaker one that I've heard. This is not the one that I'm thinking of.
It's just not one that like I would put on if it happens to be on. I don't know. It's just I'm like, oh, cool. You know the song too?
Yeah,
I heard it once.
I heard that once.
I'm just thinking like it's
I get why you say like
if my friends that don't like Arctic Monkeys and the Strokes are in my car and this comes on, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable.
You're fucking done.
Yeah,
they're gonna make fun of you. Like, dude,
skip this.
This
Let's
is
put
what
on the
you listen to?
Encanto soundtrack instead, and let's.
Oh my god, that's even more. I would make fun of all you guys.
I love fucking. What's it called? We don't talk about Bruno.
I wanna hear. Oh, that's a good one. I wanna like hear what other
exactly
people.
it is.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you got?
What do I got? Jeez. So at first, like, when I was thinking about the ratings that I was going to give it, I was like, okay, well, given what I said against, the Voidz, I wanted to give it a 3.5 as well. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, no, you know what? I'm giving it that much because in my mind, I'm living in, like, a fictional, like, Quentin Tarantino has made. I already have, like, a montage in my head. And that doesn't exist. That's not real. So I'm unfairly giving it points for like a cool thing that I thought of, So then I'm like, okay, well,
does this? Never mind. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, say your thing first, and then I'll.
Well, so what I was gonna say was like, but my problem is like I didn't really enjoy this one any really less than the Voidz. So is it fair then to give it? Like the same rating would warrant, right? Except that the Voidz at least had this gigantic orchestra of shit going on, right? Like, and that's, so I have to give it an edge. So long story short, I'm just going to give it a 3.0, like a whole half point below. Not something that I would listen to, but I could see this being like a cool stylistic song.
If you wouldn't listen to it, it's less than a 3.
No, because again, it's not my style. Like,
right.
Like remember Human Sadness, right? I had said like, well, it's not something that I'd probably listen to a lot, and I still don't. Like, it since has grown on me a little bit, but it's not like a song that I probably listened to it like a month ago.
Yeah, it's not like you have it on repeat.
Yeah, so it's like but I gave it a 5 because I could appreciate like the music behind it, and so I can appreciate that this was a hard thing to do, and stylistically, like I guess it's cool and different, and it's better than Curious. So it gets an even 3. I think that's fair. It's an even 3. I don't think it's it's not really up my alley. I think anything that I start giving 2s in, it was like, oof, okay, that's. I really did not enjoy it much. So it was it was something out of this. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, cool. Well.
Jared doesn't know what's. Jared's like, you son of a bitch.
Definitely,
you sandbagged me. I thought you were gonna be right there with me.
I did.
No, you know what? I could see if we didn't start with the Voidz, and I could go back and give that like a 3, then this one would get a 2.5. I gave the Voidz a 2.5, this would be a 2. Like, it could be that simple, but
we don't live in a world where time travel exists. So, oopsie.
You don't know that.
Maybe.
Yeah, you don't know that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Don't know that.
Anyway, guys, that was Dare I Care by the Voidz and Only the Truth by the Last Shadow Puppets. We love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Please rate, review, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It was been a nice another presentation of Jared Epps, Manny Villain, and Will Bruno. Productions.
Mix up our names?
We are in the modern Western times, apparently, where we're just going from craziness to on a horse. Galloping along, and, only the truth. She has and she holds, whatever the fuck he was saying. Anyway, we went from the UK down to the south of the Mississippi. We will see you guys next week. This has been another bonus episode of Karma and Tranquility, and, mouthful of molasses. Mwah. We love you guys till death do us part. See ya, partners.
That's pretty good.
Hey guys, it's Jared here. Thank you so much for listening to the episode. You can find us on all our socials at Karma and Tranquility, and Twitter, Karma and Tranquil. Our link trees are posted in every single description on every social, so you can access everything that we have to offer. And we will see you every Wednesday for our normal episodes and every Friday for a bonus episode.